Hey everybody, Doug Robbins here with the Chatham-Kent Small Business Center with my buddies Taylor Hughes and Matt Riom. We make up your economic development officers to help you in business where you're at today. Matt, introduce yourself. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, I will. My name is Matt Riom, and I represent Wards 1 and 2, dealing with small business and events, nonprofits, and we're here to just help you out in any way you need, advising on your business plan, brainstorming different parts of it. Even if you just got a question about, hey, look, how do I gain more followers on Instagram? We can brainstorm those ideas. That's why we're here, and we're here. And Taylor apparently is here too.
I am. However, that noise was not from.
It's the real world. We're working from home.
You got that right. So yeah, I'm Taylor Hughes. I'm an economic development officer serving Ward 6, primarily looking at small businesses. And as Matt mentioned, we're here to help. Just as we were before, just in a little bit different of ways now. One-on-one consultations over the phone. We can launch Zoom sessions like we're doing right now. And we're just hoping to put together a few videos over the coming months, something that we've been kind of talking about and planning on doing for a while now, and obviously is no better time than now. But hopefully just kind of provide some tips and tricks, things that we see work for a lot of businesses out there, and obviously the transition into an e-commerce side of things, how we might be able to help you guys in your businesses pivot into the times we're with right now.
Perfect. So Matt, tell everybody that where they can find us. Well, I mean, they can't find us now, but in a normal world, where they could find us on a regular day.
They can find
124 Thames Street.
The physical location. I thought you meant
physical location.
Website.
That too.
124 Thames Street in Chatham. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, Small Business Center Chatham-Kent. And we're also on our website. You can go to investck.ca, and there's tons of information where you can get resources and stay informed of what's happening.
Yeah, so we really want to we really want to highlight investck.ca again. So we're not going to try and have the focus of these online tips and tricks videos posting to be related to COVID necessarily, but obviously it's something that we need to mention given the circumstances, and investck.ca is hopefully going to be your one-stop shop for credible, vetted information as to what's going on right now. So we know that information's coming fast and furious from every outlet under the sun, but we want to make sure where you're going to be pulling information is going to be pulled from credible sources. So don't hesitate to check that out. If there are any small businesses out there in need of kind of bulk supplies, there's some options on investck.ca as well. So just be sure to check that out.
So let's get into a topic real quick, sort of at the 30,000-foot view about target marketing.
What is it? What is target marketing?
That is a really good question. What is target marketing?
I'm sure many of you have heard that term before, target marketing. And what does that mean, and how can you utilize it? Target marketing basically is taking your product and figuring out who's going to buy it, the best audience that is going to buy your product. One of the temptations is for people to say, well, my audience is everyone. And the reality is not everyone is going to buy your product. So you got to figure out who is going to buy your product.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think like Matt, you mentioned, the biggest challenge or the biggest misconception that we often hear come through the office doors when doing consultations is everybody isn't your target market. And it's the easiest thing for everyone to say, because sure, everyone may at some point over the course of their lifetimes purchase your service or product, but the fact is that you're not going to be a successful business from selling to everyone. You're going to be a successful business from selling to segmented groups of buyers, let's say, who are pursuing a product or service that you actually need. So we know, like, I know we're going to get into more detail, but what's their disposable income level? What are their interests? what are their buying habits, the behaviors that they utilize. Matt, you have something to
No, you're hitting on all the points there. The other aspect is, does your product fulfill a need that your buyer has, or one of their habits? Does it fulfill habits that your buyers have? You got to figure those out and kind of drill down. And the more specific you are, I believe the wider your audience is going to become.
And it's one of the best ways to start kind of spurring word of mouth marketing and stuff for yourselves as well, right? If you can kind of start hitting onto these groups that are looking to purchase whatever it is that you're offering, those people, if they're happy with the experience because you've gotten out in front of them, are then going to be providing word of mouth marketing likely for you. One thing we know that obviously bad word of mouth travels a lot more efficiently than good word of mouth, but the best form of marketing that a business can employ is word of mouth marketing, because one, it's organic, and two, it's coming from somebody who's already vetted the product and it's coming from a reliable source. A really challenging thing for businesses is being authentic or genuine and building trust, kind of creating that customer rapport, that customer relationship. So if I go and buy Matt's or Doug's business or product or service they're offering, and I like it, and I go tell somebody I'm close with, that word of mouth marketing is coming from a trusted source. It's not coming from an advertisement. And, there's nothing behind it, right? So if you can employ that, then you're going to be doing very, very well.
Yeah, no, very true. If let's say a pizza place, if they say we're the number one pizza place, that doesn't really hold much credit, because who's measuring that? But if you have customers that are going on Google reviews or Facebook reviews and saying this is the best pizza in town, there's more credibility, because you're getting testimonials and people that have used the product and enjoyed it and sharing their experience. That hold a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Knowing your target is one of the hardest things you can do. Knowing exactly who wants what you have. You can use Facebook to figure out exactly who that target is on your business with Facebook, with using the analytics to look at who actually is clicking. You can figure out when they're on, who they are, well, approximately who they are, what age, what income level, and that data can help form what it is you need to know to further target your marketing and your business needs.
Yeah. And even before we dive straight into actually pulling the analytics side of things, like if you're a startup business and you haven't completed a business plan before, obviously first and foremost thing you need to do is get onto the plan. It's a place that's going to start answering questions that you might already have the answers to, but you didn't even realize you should ask them. So target marketing is obviously a big component of a business plan. And one of the biggest reasons is you can't advertise to people unless you know who you want to advertise. And when we say you're going to be really challenged by trying to take the everybody approach, well, how are you going to have a budget to spend on advertising that's going to effectively hit everyone and still allow you to maintain your operations from a cash flow perspective? It's just not realistic or practical, right? But if you do assign 1, 2, secondary, tertiary targets, you can then look at, okay, this content I'm producing is going to be pushed out to target market number 1, who is comprised of people from the age of 20 to 30. If it's a kind of a fit industry, then obviously we want to make sure we're looking at people who care about fitness levels or care about healthy eating habits and that sort of a thing. And kind of just move forward, I guess, with something like that. But if you don't understand, say, the demographic of the person, which is like age, sex, different things like that, then you might not even know what platform to use, because everybody isn't necessarily on Facebook. Not everybody's on Instagram. You might, if you have an older demographic, you might need to be putting ads into a newspaper or getting onto the radio. Again, we're kind of using blanket information here. It's going to be different for every business, and it should be for every business.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure that you have an understanding of who will likely be your best candidate to make a purchase, and then go after that group of that target.
Yeah, true. Although that one size does not fit all when it comes to target marketing and working your business, what does fit all and is very important, as Taylor mentioned, is getting that business plan up front and foremost, so that you know a flow of what you are expecting in business, whether it's feasible or not. And target marketing and marketing itself is a big portion of a business plan. And we can help you with that through the Small Business Center. We have it also online. If you go to investck.ca, you'll find a tab there for a downloadable version. And you can really see how you can tap into or define what your target market looks like.
Yeah. Now, how does somebody know where to even begin with target marketing? I think the best way to start is even just giving them an example of a business, and we can walk through to the different steps on, what they need to look for and write down. Things I would encourage is create a profile, a customer profile. So you're getting very specific. You're actually giving this person a name. It's a fictitious character, but you're being very specific. So if it is, female, 39 years old, give it a name. Give it some details around it, so that person has a characteristic. This person, have a partner. Do they have kids? What's their income? What are their values? What do they want in life? And what are their? It just really help you. And a lot of it is guesswork, because you're just kind of guessing based on some of your sales, analytics and history of what you've seen come through the door. But it is kind of guesswork, and stuff you can tweak along the way. But it's good to kind of just be very narrow focused and someone you're talking to start with.
Mm-hmm. That narrow focus can give you greater focus overall when you know that is exactly what your client profile looks like. So when they walk through your door or you're talking to them, that I am targeting females 39 years old with 2 kids. You can boil that right down to exactly what if they work in an office, and then that's what you're looking for, as opposed to any other customer that might just sort of flow through. What you're looking for. You won't be hurt or offended when people don't fit in that mold. There's someone else, and you can realize that that's not necessarily my client, and you can focus on who really is your client.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. And the hardest thing to do is sell a product to somebody you don't realize who they are or what they're, or income levels. But Mercedes-Benz, as an example, or BMW or Porsche, or any of these premium luxury branded tiered cars, automobile producers. The biggest thing with target marketing that everybody has to come to terms with as a small business owner, or anything for that matter, not everybody is your customer, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have to fully own that. You have to understand it. That's when you start getting after the people who are your customers. Sometimes you're going to see negativity, likely from people who aren't your customers, and that should be the easiest stuff to ignore ever. But these luxury branded vehicles and different kind of stuff like that, they're not targeting me, right? They're targeting people who have a high level of disposable income, maybe are high up on a corporate ladder, and kind of need to have the perception as well, right? In certain private sectors, and when you get towards the top of things, it says something depending on what kind of car you pull up in, right? Especially if you may be walking into a negotiation or something. Somebody comes up and is as sad as and shallow as it is to say, as I'm even saying this. But if I see that Ferrari roll up to the meeting, I'm going to be like, wow, this person is likely successful. I have no idea. Maybe they just rented the car for the meeting. But it's a perception item. And these premium brands, they're going after people who need to provide that perception in one target, and then in another target, they're trying to pursue people who are looking for the experience and are passionate about driving a higher tiered vehicle or something, right? No different than first class on a plane. That advertisement's going to go to somebody that maybe not be myself. Maybe the Spirit advertisements are the ones that I see popping up through my cookies and stuff online, because they know that I'm looking for cost-effective measures to travel. They don't see that I'm constantly searching for first class offering, business class, or different things like that. If you know that I'm not going to purchase your product, then never spend a penny trying to get me to, unless you're completely trying to persuade a market. And what we also know is that the most cost-effective customer to have is the one that you already have. Expensive ones are the ones that you go after, right? So just want to kind of have the strategy in place, but you can't have any strategy if you don't know who's going to buy the product.
So there, in a nutshell, is a very high view of target marketing. And we could go into this for hours and hours, but we know that you only have a little bit of time to listen to us drone on. So, Matt, tell people if they have questions about other topics or concerns, what they can do.
They can contact us through the website, investck.ca. There's contact information there. You can reach out even to this platform here that you're watching on, and just ask your question, and we'll be more than happy to address your questions and your concerns, and help you move forward, help your business move forward. That's what we're here for.
Excellent. Excellent. We're here to help. That's what we're here for. We want to hear your questions. We want to engage you in wherever you're at in business, or if you're starting a business, or if you're selling a business, or if you're growing a business. We're the team to talk to. We're here to help you for that very reason. We're hoping that this platform works for you to tune in, to get some high-level views, some sound bites, some ideas, maybe get you jazzed up and ready to hit the day. But we're here to help you. Give us a call, check us out, send us a message. We're here to help you out.
All right. Stay safe, community, and anything you need, reach.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.